Okay, I've got the drain lines installed, and as you can see, they come out of the side here, go down to one line, and then they come out here. Now, what this is for is, this water will drain back into the fish pond. And let me show you how that works. So let me get the camera here and show you. So what we've got here is, you imagine this is filling up, these grow beds are filling up, and when they overflow, they'll overflow here and here, and then run down that tube right there. Now what this is for, this open tube, it's as a vacuum breaker and also another function. You see I've got a valve here. And what happens is this line is buried underneath here. It travels along over here and goes over to the fish pond, and it comes out here. Let me see if you can see, there it is right there. And it dumps back into the fish pond here. Now, if some debris or something gets caught in this line underneath the water here, I don't want to have to dig it up and clear it out. So, and if anything gets caught, it's usually something very soft. So what I do is I turn this valve off. That blocks the flow from here. And then you can just blow on this real hard and, blow anything that's might be plugging it up right out of there. It works pretty good. So that's what this is for. Now, if you go over to the other end, and you can see I've got all the plastic in place. I should, secure it over the sides, but I want to get water in here first so that the water pressure, just from the water sitting in there, kind of holds the plastic down and in place, and you can adjust it to, make it so it's not stretching or pulling on anything. But anyway, as you can see, the water comes in here. And the reason I have this like this, you probably saw me tilting it before, is because as it comes up, you want to have water go into each one of these grow beds so that they both have water. And the best way to regulate that is as the water comes up here, it's going to go down here. Maybe all of it will go down there and all of it will go down here or whatever. But what you want to do is, the best way to regulate that is, supposing there's too much water coming out of this side and nothing coming out over there. Well, what you do is you can just raise this up. Let gravity help you a little bit. The leveling and the gravity should provide enough difference in hydraulic pressure that you can just turn this up or down a little bit, and it should regulate the flow so that they're both even. And if they get uneven, you just adjust it a little more and you're back in business. Now, where does this water come from? Same thing as the other one, kind of. You see it's buried. There's a hose. You can see it goes down there. And it's buried under here, and it comes up right here. And this is one of my grow beds right here. As you can see, I have a whole line of them, and they each have their own supply of water. There's one right there. Now, normally, these all drain back into this one big drain line that goes back into the fish tank. Now, what I had done in the past, when I had that grow pipe, is I diverted this grow bed right here, to drain into this pipe, which then goes over there and fills that one up through that. So that's what I'm going to do, is basically take this apart now and have it drain back into this line and start filling this up over here. Okay, now to start this off, water is flowing right now, so I'm going to adjust this one up here to stop the water from coming in. And the way I do that is just raise this pipe up. I don't know if you saw me do that. But so, water's no longer coming in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little pipe here and just going to try to force it down there and readjust things so that it runs down this pipe here. Now this is not an airtight seal, but this pipe is high enough. It's higher than that point over there. So you should be able to fill this line up and have the gravity force it up over there. So we'll wait for this to fill up a little bit and see what happens. Okay, we waited a little while and for this tank to fill up. And as you can see, it's starting to overflow here. And so I think that's enough to hook this pipe onto it, and then we'll See if it goes through the pipe all the way to the other side. As you can see, the water is flowing, and it looks like I need a little more on this side, so I'll tip it down just a little, and let's have a look. Yeah, that's about even on both sides. Pull this back a little. There we go. Make sure there's plenty of slack on this side. And okay, I'll tack all this down later and cut off the the excess like this, but I want to make sure that we're working good. Okay, the water has been running for a little while, and as you can see, it's filling up, and as you can see, that's under control. Okay, it took a while, but they're both full. Both this side and this side, they're full, as you can see. And as you can see, the water is starting to flow down into the pipe there. See the junk going down there? And on this one over here, I don't think it's quite started to flow yet. But as you can see through here, see I don't know if you can see that, but there's water flowing through there. And where it's going is, like I said, over here and under this underneath here, and then it's coming out that little pipe right there. Now it hasn't reached there yet because it just started to flow, but give it a couple of minutes here, and then we'll show you how it's coming out. Okay, there it is. There's the water coming out, as you can see. So it's working. Now I'm going to watch this for a minute because there's a little bit of balance you have to do here for the water to come in and go out, and if one's running a little faster than the other, or it's too slow, it can overflow and have problems. It's working. Water's coming in over there on both sides. It's going out over here and flowing back into the fish pond. So this is aquaponics. What we have here is I know you can see that big yellow orange fish under there. Anyway, so there's fish in here, and water gets pumped out of here, goes in there, it comes out here, and then it comes back to the fish pond. So it's a complete circle. Now we'll let that run, and hopefully overnight it'll show that it's working fine. Now what I'm going to do here is put floating rafts in here. Now here's a crude floating raft, I just put it in there. But you put pots in here, and this is the idea. Floating raft, and this should work pretty good. It usually works really, really well. It actually takes a lot less water to do this than it does conventional gardening. I know it's hard to believe when you see all this water, but this is a one-time fill it up, and water evaporates slowly, and the plants take it up the rest of the usage. Works really well. And the other thing that this does is it's an open kind of a bay. So when it gets cold in here, and it does get cold in here because I don't have a heater in here right now, but this water, because it's in the fish pond, there is some low-grade heat that comes out of there, and this water never gets colder than 40 degrees. Right now it's about 55. So the point is, on cold days, this radiates some heat. So this is useful in two ways. A little bit of heat, and of course to do the floating raft grow bed thing. So looks like it works. We'll let it sit all overnight, make sure we don't have any leaks in it, and then hopefully we'll have a success here.